So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi, it's me Nursyafiqah binti Muhammad Nasir. And today I'm going to talk about the health effect on caffeine. So, purpose of my speech today is to inform my audience about health effect on caffeine to human if been consumed excessively. So, basically, I'm going to bring out two main topics, which is the short-term effect of caffeine and also the long-term effect of caffeine. So, what is caffeine? Caffeine is, according to Oxford Language Dictionary, caffeine is an alkaloid compound which is found especially in tea and coffee plants and is a stimulant of the central nervous system. Caffeine can be found in the coffee, tea, chocolate, and also soft drink. And for your information, caffeine is trending nowadays, especially in the coffee, since all stages of age start to consume coffee because of the popular good effect of caffeine that everyone should know, which is to help someone to stay awake longer and improve focus without the evaluating the bad effect of caffeine. So as you can see in this slide, there are many health benefit of coffee or caffeine, but you still need to evaluate the bad effect. So, according to the Food Regulation Authorities have concluded that coffee and caffeine consumption is not harmful if consumed at level of 200 milligram per sitting or 400 milligram daily, which is around 4 cups of coffee. So, surprisingly, that Malaysia is included in top 50 coffee consuming country according to the Rahim Jim and Fang. A statistical analysis on coffee consumption in Malaysia from 2013 to 2020 to show that coffee consumption has been increasing from 635,000 of 60 kilogram coffee bags in 2022 to 800,000 of 60 kilogram coffee bags in 2021 and 2022. So, as you can see in the slide, I am a coffee, matcha, and chocolate lover. I have I have taste many coffee, matcha, and chocolate from different coffee shop in Malaysia. So sometimes coffee give bad effect on me. Okay, I had read many articles about past research and a statistical report that had been published by authorized organization. I always wanted to bring up this topic since I am sure that some of you may also face the same effect as me. It's better late than never to take precaution step. I am sure that we need to break the norm among the teenagers and adults nowadays, especially us as students that always use coffee as alternative to stay awake longer and to stay focused in order to finish the assignment that had the same due date. So once again, I want to remind you guys that I will share with you guys the short-term effect of caffeine and also the long-term effect of caffeine. So let's go to the bad health effect of caffeine. So I have divided the health effect of caffeine to the short term and also the long term. The short term effect is the increment of heartbeat, breathing rate, and also blood pressure, and the increment of urination rate. For the long term effect is the development of mental health problem and also the caffeine use disorder. So in Malaysia, coffee consumption has become a culture. So let's look to the short-term effect of caffeine on health. Okay, so for your information, caffeine takes about an hour to react or less on empty stomach, and the effect can last for 4 to 6 hours. Okay, so actually the actual effect of caffeine depend on a number of factors, which is including age, body weight, health condition, and amount of regular consumption. So for the first for the first short-term effect is the increment in heart rate and blood pressure, which is according to the Princeton University Health Service. Okay, so basically the short-term effect will lead to the symptoms such as headache, dizziness, and nervous. About the increment of blood pressure, some study believe that caffeine may disrupt a hormone that helps maintaining the arteries wide open. And the other study believe that caffeine causes your adrenal gland to produce more adrenaline, causing your blood pressure to to rise. The blood pressure reacts to caffeine differ from person to person. Okay. As for the increment of heart rate, the caffeine will stimulate the nervous system that then also lead to the stimulation of receptor in cells within the heart. So as your heart rate increase, the blood flow also increase. Okay, so caffeine can cause a rise in your heart rate in as little as 15 minutes and last for nearly 6 hours. Okay, so as for the increment of urination rate, which can cause dehydration or gastrointestinal issues. Urination is the natural way to discard the toxin from body. Okay, so excessive amount of caffeine has led to the chemical imbalance resulting in the increment amount of urination rate. This means that caffeine is diuretic. The fluid lost during excessive urination need to be replaced in order to avoid the risk of dehydration. As example, by drinking a lot of plain water or the electrolyte containing dehydration water. This can be supported by a study in 10 casual coffee drinkers review the impact of drinking 6.8 ounce or 200 milliliter of water, lower caffeine coffee, which is 269 milligram of caffeine, and high caffeine coffee, which is 537 milligram of caffeine on sign of dehydration. Researchers observed that drinking the higher caffeine coffee had short-term diuretic effect, whereas the lower caffeine coffee and water were both hydrating. So the major reason behind all of the side effect stated is because the caffeine is stimulant, which will result in increment of activities in our brain and nervous system. As the result, increment in blood pressure, breathing, and heart rate and urination rate happen, it can be considered as self-stimulant if being consumed in small amount. It will not safe if being consumed in larger amount, which 400 milligram and above, which can lead to the long-term effect. So the long-term effect of caffeine on health is basically is the development of mental health problem. So according to the DSM-5 which is the standard classification of mental disorder used by mental health professionals in the United States, 5 cups of coffee or more increase symptoms such as anxiety, agitation, headache, rapid speech, and excitement. Caffeine is not notorious for causing the jitters and anxiety, particularly at higher doses. People with underlying mental health issue may be more susceptible, which conduct to a review of studies found that caffeine aggravated symptoms of anxiety and panic disorder. Referring to the National Institute of Health, a survey had been conducted at Florida State University to determine the relationship between high caffeine intake and mental health problem among the college student. This survey was involving 114 participants involving both genders and many age stages, and can successfully conduct that caffeine intake was associated with depressive symptoms and high level of anxiety among college students. So the next one is people who take high doses of caffeine every day will lead to addiction of caffeine, or also known as caffeine use disorder. Caffeine intoxication is a line casual users make or occasionally cross, as many people build up a tolerance for caffeine that leads them to consume coffee more of it over time, says Laura Giuliano, which is a PhD, a professor of psychology at American University and a leading researcher on the topic. So caffeine withdrawal syndrome occurs when people skip a caffeine intake and experience age weariness, depression, and difficulty concentrating according to the DSM-5 test. These are clinically well documented and potentially several symptoms. In fact, evidence indicate that many people consume coffee slowly to prevent these symptoms. People who are sensitive to caffeine, where the small quantities can already cause side symptoms such as restlessness, sleepiness, and a rapid heartbeat. But for someone with caffeine addiction, they are already susceptible to caffeine and need to consume caffeine every day in order to avoid withdrawal syndrome. It was shown how important for us to take something moderately in order to avoid it from being addictive and also to avoid any other effect. Caffeine was like a drug for the people who are addictive to it. So Basically, in conclusion, caffeine can also give bad effect to our health, not just the good effect if being consumed excessively. Untreated short-term effect can lead to the development of long-term effect. Similarly to a proverb that we always hear, which is prevention always better than cure, so do with the coffee consumption. To all caffeine lover, please take moderate amount of caffeine every day. Please love yourself. To all my audience today, especially the coffee lover, I hope by hearing my speech today, you will put into consideration before consuming large amount of caffeine a day. Your academic is important, but your health is far more important. One cup of coffee a day will keep the doctor away. So thanks for your attention and see you again. Thank you.